This is Harvard Avenue East in Seattle. It's one of my favorite streets in the whole city. And I used to live here. For 9 years, I lived just a block away. It's characterized by lush, well-tended gardens and peaceful elegance. There are a couple of mansions along here that I used to just love walking past. But my favorite part were these enormous old trees. They were planted about 100 years ago, and they just turned this neighborhood into a magical place. So I decided to do a painting. I'm using Arch's hot press paper, 9 by 12 inches, cut from the block. Then using a graphite pencil, I draw myself a map, mainly just the big shapes and some of the other details just so I know where things are going to go. Then I wet the whole surface with water, and using transparent watercolor paints from Daniel Smith, I toned the whole surface with raw sienna. I blotted the surface with paper towels just to make it more irregular. Once that had dried, I switched over to gouache, and using really watered down gouache, I started in on some of the darker values. Still keeping my gouache watered down, I started working on some of the leaf textures. As I went, I used less and less water and started working on some of the details. The nice thing about gouache, as opposed to watercolor, is that at full strength, it's completely opaque, and you can paint light over dark. Here's what I consider to be the first pass, and now I'll start working on more of the details. Using a water-soluble colored pencil and a straight edge, I put in some of the bricks. Even though this area is full of tiny leaves, I don't want to draw too much attention to it, so I just make it into sort of an abstract texture. Then I start working on the main leaf area, working from back to front and from darker green to a lighter, more yellow green. This adds a vibrancy to the leaves as they come out of the shadows and into the light. And there you have it, the finished painting.